الآن نذهب ونبدأ مع المحور الأول للمؤتمر، وهو أفضل الممارسات لمنظومة الابتكار. فليتفضل السيد محمد فاروق مؤسس شركة اكسليديا فينتشرز لإدارة الجلسة. تفضل أستاذ محمد.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everybody. So thank you very much. And first of all, huge congratulations for Dr. Hanadi for repeating the same successful story like last year. So you've been an inspiration for, many growing, organizations, as well as, very organized, and matured businesses as well. So my name is Muhammad Farouk. So my job today is to drive the discussion. So of a group of experts. So I would like to invite Mr. Emre Serpen, and who is the CEO of TroyNet. So the stage is all yours, sir. So you've got 10 minutes. So thank you very much.
Sure. Well, firstly, thank you to Dr. Hanadi and organizers inviting us again this year. So we're very pleased. I think today we'll talk about an interesting topic. We have a lot of, everything is around data these days. You have opportunities using data in an innovative ways. So AI is part of it. So we have one company, TroyNet, which is advisory. We work with airlines, airports, travel companies. A lot of companies in Middle East are our clients. So we develop our ideas in working with them. And we also have another company called TroyNet, and that's a digitization company. And we are currently developing really innovative air cargo and logistics products based on the ideas that you are going to see in this presentation. So I have a hard stop at 11:30, so I have to, let me just share our slides and start. Okay. Can you see my screen? Or maybe someone needs to enable me. Okay. So I clicked on share screen, but okay, so let's try again. I am unable to share my screen. I think you need to make me a conference host.
Yeah, Dr. Hanadi, can we give the access to share? Have you joined as a panelist, or have you joined as a
panelist? I joined as a panelist.
So you should have the right to this.
Yeah, I should have, but
I've just tried mine. It's working, so I can share. But yeah.
You can just click share screen, and you will have like different windows. One of them will be your screen or the presentation itself. If it is PowerPoint, just try.
Okay, let me try. When I click on share,
yes,
it just says click on Control S. I'm doing that, but nothing is happening.
You like when you do that, it show you a different screen. Okay, right. One of them is your PowerPoint presentation, or the screen itself, which anything at your computer will be exposed to everyone. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know it should do that, but unfortunately it's not doing that. It's not doing anything. I click on share and nothing is happening. How do we do this?
Can you send it by WhatsApp to anyone?
Yeah, let me send you by WhatsApp. 1 minute.
Okay.
1 minute.
Yeah, technology is crazy. We talk about
we talk about AI,
big data, technology, and so that's always the case. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to share with everyone now, so you can just I'll speak to it. Okay, so let me put this now on the QA session. Shall I put it on QA? How do I do that? Or shall I send it to you, Mohammed?
You can send it to me directly. My phone number is +966.
Oh, let me just send it here directly to you as a message. You can download it.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
And I will follow with you. Like I will upload it and I will follow with you, if you don't mind.
Okay, sure.
I think that's a well-deserved break for
Okay,
everybody.
I pressed Alt S again, and it kind of works. So
you are
Yeah,
there
it's
now.
working.
Yes,
Yeah,
good.
it's working.
Good, good. So it will save us time. So let me open this. Okay, can you see?
We can see your
Excellent,
folders.
excellent.
Yeah, so not the presentation. So you
So
can close the
let's-
folders, yeah, and share it again.
So can you see the presentation now?
No, we can see the folders and the files inside the folders.
Okay, okay. So let's do that now. 1 minute. How about now? Can you see now?
Yeah, it's good now. Yeah, please go
Okay,
ahead.
good.
Yeah,
Okay.
all ears, please. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about this.
Oh, that's
So
fine.
anyway, I think we have, a lot of experience. So here's the issue. Traditionally, when airlines and airports, they want to look at the potential of a route or an airline or airport or an area, typically they use traditional information, past information. So in the past, there has been so much volume of cargo or so many passengers, and they predict the future based on past. That has been so far the industry method. And this method is used in strategy, used in privatizations, in very big deals. And this is very limiting because what happens in the past is not an indication of future. As an example, what I can tell you, for instance, Nice is a leisure destination in France. Until EasyJet started flying there, it used to cater for very few, high net worth passengers. But when the low-cost airlines started flying there, it stimulated the market and it created a brand new segment, okay? So the potential is very important. So what you are going to see today is a method that's been developed by using multivariate analysis, not just what happened in the past, but looking at the independent sources of data and use this data and synthesize them into an intelligent forecasting approach that gives true potential, okay? So I think in the interest of time, I have a few times left now. So, you can execute this at route level, airport level, country level, global level. And what's very important is to look at additional data sets that is not representing the past and build that into a relational data model so that you can do your innovative forecasting. Airway bill analysis is very important. It basically, if you have a shipper sending cargo to an airport, let's just say, I don't know, you are in Kuwait, send it to, say somewhere close to Kuwait, say Dubai. So you will know as an airport, where this shipment is coming to and where is it going. Sometimes shipment doesn't always come to your airport. It can go to another airport and then it's tracked through surface transport. So a lot of cargo can bypass you, your airport, your route. A second one is trade and EPOS analysis. This is looking at retail transactions. You all know about e-commerce. Retail is very, very popular now. So this data set you can obtain from the central bank of the country. It tells you by city pair, by line of purchase, every time you purchase a phone or a shirt, a shoe, in any shop anywhere in the country, this is recorded. So this information has nothing to do with previous cargo transactions, but you can see the true potential. For instance, with one client, that was 4%. of the whole country transactions. But then if you look at the past cargo performance, it was less than 0.1%. So there is a great mismatch. And then you can look at the GDP trade volume growth correlations. You can look at the passenger and cargo share. So by putting these different sources together, then you can build up a coherent view of the area. And then you can talk to the Chamber of Commerce's, you can talk to the businesses, and the area has a lot more potential in terms of cargo logistics business growth. And it may be that the current facilities are not sufficient. In freight forwarders, in businesses, in airlines mind, this is not really a business area, this is only a leisure area or religious area. So the area doesn't get the attention that it needs to get. So we developed these models, and they are all relational database. It's very, very advanced, and it's producing very interesting and good results. And now we are formalizing that into products and services. So some of the other things you can do, for instance, because of the COVID, the aircraft bellies, they were out of action through 2021. So you can see the gray curve here. You can actually calculate the additional volumes that will come as the airlines, they bring back their schedules into the operations. So we can forecast the global demand. In this case, it's 82 million, or country level demand or airport demand, not driven by what happens in the past, but taking into account this broader concept of using multivariant analysis. Also, we can, you can do that in specific groups, like for instance, because of COVID, pharmaceutical was a big area. So you can actually forecast the demand accurately for that product. And this is what happens. For instance, this is a very interesting slide. It's showing that if you look at 1%, the dark blue in the bottom, if for this particular region, city, airport, you look at the past performance, you see that the growth will be very limited, and all the businesses in this city, served by this airport, will suffer. That will be underrepresented. So this potential then will be met by the cargo coming to your area by trucks from other airports. So that's going to increase the costs, and it's going to drive delays. For instance, as an example, if you look at the airway bill analysis, this is giving you factual data saying that it should be at least 2.5% of the country's potential, which is red or orange. If you look at, if you look at the EPOS analysis, the retail expenditure in this catchment area, this is showing to 4 or 5%. And that's very interesting because that also corresponds to relative population of the city, or people live in that catchment area, to the national potential. It's very, very accurate. And then if you compare the passenger throughput in this region with the cargo and the fair share the cargo needs to have, that's showing to 10%. So you can develop your strategy in a much more informed way, and then you can attract investment and so on. So this is the one part. The second part, with it also, the issue, it doesn't need to stop at airport to airport, because a lot of airlines and airports now, they can extend into surface delivery. It doesn't need to be B2C, like you don't need to become a FedEx or DHL. You don't need to send all the cargo and logistics to the homes of people, but you can certainly cooperate with logistics companies, and you can send to their warehouses. That means a different mindset, whereby all the businesses are focused on e-commerce now, and you are providing new technologies and services and capabilities that will enable you to broaden your footprint and your value proposition. So to be able to do that, you need data, you need to be able to do a lot of predictive modeling, and you need to be able to share your potential with your partners. So it's all about ecosystem, it's all about companies working together and adding value to the area. And we've done quite a lot of modeling in terms of the expected revenue potential that can be shared across partners. And if you look at here, like if you look at, say 2023 here, if you do traditional airport, you see the blue, which is very low. If you see broader, you go step by step, you see how much more potential, economic potential there is. So, and then, the potential for airlines, for air cargo companies, for airports becomes significantly more. So, and this is a way of demonstrating the power of data, power of innovation, looking at relationships between seemingly independent sources of data, synthesizing them into models, equations, and use it in the business. So this is our presentation. Thank you for your attention. If you have one or two questions, I can take because I have to run to another meeting. Thank you.
No, thank you very much, Emre. So, if people have questions, they would definitely share it and we would share them back to you. So for sure, so that, because of the time constraint, I would like to thank you yet again for your wonderful presentation. So I would like to invite,
Thank you.
Andre.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you. Andre Daumen, who's the CEO of Technology Park. Welcome to the show, and we would like to thank you for being here. So the stage is all yours, sir. We've got 10 minutes.
Yes, thank you very much to the organizers and for inviting me and setting up this call. I was invited to introduce you to the Heidelberg ecosystem and especially what the Technology Park in Heidelberg is trying to do or doing since some decades. So let me share the slides, and I hope you are able to see the slides.
Yeah, we can see the slides. Yes.
Okay, so
please go.
As you said, my name is Andre Daumen. I'm running the Technology Park here in Heidelberg, and this is a bird's eye view on Heidelberg in, I'd say, late summer, so some days ago. And you can already imagine that we are talking about a tiny city compared to other international places. So we are talking about 160,000 inhabitants, and 21% of those inhabitants have an international background or origin. 40% of the inhabitants are academics, so a huge range of intellectual, educated people living here. We host 1 million patients per year at the university clinics in different setups. And we have around about 15,000 employees in these clinics and 40,000 students. So roughly 1/4 of the inhabitants are students. So this is the youngest city in Germany, actually. And we also temporary or for their time when they got inaugurated, we have 56 Nobel laureates that partly or totally stem with their work from the Heidelberg academic environment. And here are two examples. On the left-hand side, you can see Harald Zuhausen, who discovered the human papillomavirus and also worked on vaccination processes for the human papillomavirus. And on the right-hand side, you can see Stefan Hell, who is a physicist and didn't believe in the laws of physics, and said, I will be able to measure objects that are even smaller than the wavelengths of light. So he worked on hardware microscopes in order to see large, small objects with like microscopes still. And Heidelberg is part of a broader region, which is called the Rhine-Neckar region, because of those two rivers crossing the region. And you can see that there's quite a number of companies with their headquarters located. So we can see the highest density of headquarters in Germany, southwest of Germany, and 5 of the DAX companies listed on DAX are in our region. And we are talking about so-called 1,800 hidden champions in different branches, so medicine, engineering, chemistry, or IT. And those would be small and medium-sized companies who are market leader in specific niche products or branches. And as I said, higher education and research plays a huge role in Heidelberg's and the region as well. So there are different universities and schools of applied sciences where we can tap in. So what are we doing as a technology park? We are designing and also offering the cooperation space you would need in order to support technology transfer from the academia into economy. And this is a bird's eye view again, mainly on the university campus, which is on the northern side of the Neckar River. And in the left background, you can see the castle and the old town. Up the hill, you would have Max Planck Institute for Astronomics. And on the right-hand side, so southern of the Neckar River, you see the main station and also one of the newer housing areas, the so-called Bahnstadt. And we are actually running 6 sites across the city. And mainly we are offering lab space because, as I said, we are focused on medicine, pharma, biotechnology. We started planning in the 1980s, set up the first site in 1985, and since then we constantly grew the amount of real estate offered, and today it's roughly 90,000 square meters, so 90 million square foot, and more than 100 companies hosted, plus 100 companies that are so-called associated members. So they are not tenants at the tech park, but they are part of the network. And we always work very closely together with the tech transfer offices of the most important research institutions. That would be the European Molecular Biology Lab, EMBL, and the largest Center for Cancer Research, DKFZ, as well as the university itself, inaugurated in 1386, and the clinics, to name just the most important one. And together with them, we set up 7 years ago the Heidelberg Startup Partners Association, so an organization that supports the tech transfer offices, which usually focus on patenting and licensing out of assets, IP, and they needed to create this association because they all said, besides patenting and licensing, we need somebody who takes care of team building and supporting startups, teams, or scientists who are on their way of becoming an entrepreneur. We are also running several accelerator programs, and we are focusing on life sciences for sure, but also B2B IT solutions because of the strong economy surrounding Heidelberg or being part of Heidelberg. And we also have in Germany, it's called Künstliche Intelligenz, or artificial intelligence, where we, on one side with the AI garage, we are focusing on evaluating in any university in Baden-Württemberg, so our federal state, if there is a good idea for a startup company in the academic institutions, and the AI lab would be supporting the transformation of AI knowledge and applications into existing but more traditional small and medium-sized companies. So in order to kind of not only support digitalization, but especially integrating AI applications in existing, for instance, engineering, small and medium-sized. And we are always working together with the partners surrounding us in other cities, or with other universities and their tech transfer offices. So the aim is always to work in close collaboration with like-minded people. And one example again would be where we brought together the filming industry with startups from the medical application or medical field, medical branch, in order to support so-called serious gaming. So how can we support physicians, but also patients, in order to follow their schemes and the therapy, but also diagnostics. So this is an approach to bring together experts from the filming industry and gaming industry who really know how to create a virtual or augmented reality game, and bring them together with people they usually don't meet. So for instance, physicians and other scientists. And this is an example where you can see on the left-hand side the names of 5 companies, startups with different maturity levels. And I kind of highlighted the funding, which you can see for those companies, and left-hand to that funding scheme, you will see the valuation. And usually you can see that we have a multiplication of the value, all the funding in the valuation of those startup companies we supported in their growth. So thank you very much for listening. And I would say, again, if there are questions you would like to send me, I guess it's best done by the organizers to forward them, and I will reply individually. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Andre. It was really exciting, to talk about the startup ecosystem and the kind of help and support you're just offering. Other than just being a innovation hub and talking big about innovation, you're doing innovation, which is really good. I would also be keen to have a chat with you. So probably yes, yeah, and we'll go through the organizers. Yeah, so I think thank you very much. It was a lovely session. So hope people will write back to you for that. Yeah, so I think and I think the next session is my own session. I believe I'll have to share the screen. Yeah, so probably Andre, if you can stop sharing, that would be great. So yeah, thank you very much. So I'll try to say what I have to say in probably 5-6 minutes, so that others can come in and talk more. Yeah, so so today I'm going to talk about innovation, where Andre have stopped. So it's basically I'm talking about we all sleep and get up with a lot of exciting ideas, right? So people have got ideas, but most of the time, like Andre showed right now, people are not really aware of where to go. Like it's not available everywhere. So you may have a lot of exciting ideas, but you may not have the time and capabilities and money to explore it to the next level, right? So if you look at bigger organizations, they have the likes of innovation hubs. If you talk about Google or Microsoft and anybody else, but what happens to a common man if he's got an idea? So if I go to an innovation hub, or if I go to an incubation center, generally it has to go through a lot of filtering. So we thought, it is when people have got these exciting ideas, it's easy to help them with something interesting. And this is something which would be very powerful and easy for a common man. So anybody who's got an exciting idea, they can just log into a website and share their ideas, and their ideas are protected. The IP belongs to them. And so I'm going to talk a bit about this, so I would love to have your comments, after the session. So today I'm going to talk about, a soft capital innovation engine. My name is Mohammed Farouk. So I've started a company called Excelia 12 years ago, after failing in my first business big time, and took a year's break, started this company again. And, for the last 12 years, so we've been up and running. So I'm going to talk about an innovation engine, which is a soft capital digital innovation. So what it does is that, it provides a platform for anybody across the world, and it doesn't have to have a physical space, being a collaborative space, and to share their idea till it becomes a successful venture. So the vision is to make sure that, innovation is accessible and available for everyone, everywhere. And initially, we started kind of, doing it only for the digital ideas, and we would extend it to, the further levels as well, right? So the way it works is that, when you have an exciting idea, you can just log into the website, and then from there you can log your idea. So we'll have a team calling you for a brainstorming session, and after the brainstorming, you will have a business case presented. And once the business case is presented, so then it goes to a zero-cost prototyping and testing. The reason I'm saying zero-cost prototyping and testing, there are many organizations in the world who help you to put the business case, who help you to advise on your, your business case. But we thought we'll go one step further, so from, if you can see the screen, from, step 1 to 4, it's completely done for free, right? So there are no charges, there are no strings attached, there are no charges for this. So basically what happens is that, we want every bright ideas to go out as a successful venture. So this is offered for, different levels. It is offered at a national level. It is offered at, a regional level, like Andre was talking about, to be offered to their own, stakeholders or their own, communities and societies, where we are looking at creating a lot of social and economic development. So this becomes a social responsibility for us to, make sure that, people are utilizing, what needs to be utilized. So the reason why we are saying, a zero-cost prototyping is very, very important. Somebody who has an idea, and if they go to an investor with a PowerPoint presentation, they may not get the attention the way they want it. But if they go with a prototype, generally they know that, okay, these guys are more committed. So, so this would enable them to take it to the next level. It generally helps them to achieve, some kind of a basic confidence, as well as the investor confidence, right? So, this is the typical, innovation engine, where we look at, we choose a design space. The space is called design space. So we choose a design space partner. It could be a national government. It could be a regional, incubation hub, or it could be a, incubation hubs for the entire country, or an innovation hub, or even an accelerator. So what we do is that, anybody who comes up with a bright idea, they get to practice their idea and launch it as a successful business. At the same time, if you look at the other stakeholders, so when you look at, say, university, they've got these kids who's learning, different aspects of business, entrepreneurship, innovation, science, history, and everything else. So they get to practice what they have learned as being a part of a project intern, right? For every single project we work with. The startup ecosystem grows, and so this is also offered to the corporations and bigger governments, because they all have a lot of money, but they don't have time to test their problems and create some wonderful products and services, or even to improve the processes. We also, open this to the industries, and generally the partner would be the innovation hubs and incubation hubs. And all the great ideas are generally presented to the investors, and they get to see the best ideas, and they get to choose where to invest and how to invest. So this is an innovation ecosystem and a strong community, which is kind of very, very powerful. And so what happens is that, we also offer this we also invite the research organization to be a part of the exercise. So these are some of the key stakeholders. So we have seen a lot of government organizations partnering this with us, so that their job is to create more jobs and more businesses and more foreign direct investments. So this is kind of acting as a global virtual innovation hub, right? And this can be offered into anybody, who's got an exciting idea, right? So this is a process which I was talking about. And so, what exactly you're getting out of it, like, I get to live my dream. I get to live my dream. And, for a government, it brings a lot of social and economic development. For the corporates and, other big organizations, they get to build their own digital assets, right? And their own digital intellectual property. So what happens is that, you always pay the big names like Microsoft, Oracle, and all of them, and buy the licenses, utilize their technology pieces. But what we would recommend is that, why don't you design your own technology pieces? Because you have the subject matter expertise, you have the knowledge, and if you can practice it for a year, and if you see the model is really working, then that can be a new business model or an alternative revenue source to take it to another market and sell it, right? People would trust you, that community would trust you just because you've been doing that business for the last 10 or 15 years. Our job becomes to act as a facilitator and to help you launch it and take it further to the market, right? So yeah, so our goal is to create and do 500 zero cost prototyping in the next 3 years, and to launch 300 successful companies. And we cannot do this alone. And this is an amazing exercise for a common man. So we would love to have your expertise and thoughts around it to make it bigger and better. We would love to have you as partners so that this can be offered to the wider society, right? So if you can see the name of it, if you just go to the design space, if you could just Google it, design space with a Z, or if you just go to designspace.io, you can find all the details over there. Yeah. So, like I said, it's time to choose your design space. It could be Design New York, it could be Design Africa, it could be Design London, Design Kuwait, or Design Heidelberg, like Andre said, right? Or it could be Design Dubai, or it could be designed to a specific industry, design manufacturing, or it could be designed to a specific domain or a function. So it could be design finance, design audit, or design marketing. So the purpose is to act as a vehicle and offer it to the whole society. So that's all I have. So hope I do not want to take a lot of time. I already know that the time is of essence. So so I'm stopping the sharing. So if you have any questions, you can share it with Dr. Hanadi, and so she would help you to understand that a bit more. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed Farouqi, for your chairing the sessions, and thanks for all the speakers participate. We initiate in our conference the platform called Hoover, and the Hoover, it's supported by AI, connecting the attendee, the speaker with each others, and you can chatting and you can doing video calls, and there are plenty of things you can do it in the Hoover. Based on that, we're removing from our conference protocol any discussions or any Q&A except the speaker discussing together. Thank you so much, Mr. Farouqi. And now we need